we're here to do the super chats. I was a bit delayed. Sorry. For those of you that celebrate Mother's Day, in Western Australia, we're celebrating it today. Happy Mother's Day. Or if you had it last week, happy Mother's Day. What did you do? Did you do anything special? Did you get anything special for mums out there? How are you doing? Yeah, I had a message from my daughter. You're always the one I'm going to ask help from. I'm like, makes me feel so special. Happy Mother's Day to you guys. Treat yourselves. Treat yourselves. Like Giggle says, it's Mother's Day every day, technically. There you go. Well, I noticed, where was it? I think it was in Cyprus. I had a couple of my cousins over there. They're like, Happy Mother's Day. And I'm like, okay, this is really interesting. You know how this is. Everyone celebrates at a different time, you know. Dylan made peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Oh, you got to thank Elvis Presley for that one. Okay, let's get into the super chat. So, yes, for those of you that don't know, and I told you that I'd tell you, we are swapping things around on YouTube during Mercury retrograde. So I'm prepping you before it happens, but it has been set up to occur. Next week, the joint connection will be launched in the evening. So the main public will get their masculine, feminine, karmic on a Friday. On Saturday, the members get the next edition, which I believe they're actually 2 weeks ahead. Are we ahead 2 weeks, members? And on the Sunday, we have the super chats, and then the joint connection is launched on the evening. Okay. The evening session next week will be launched, but 1 day a month. Super chats will be happening in the dark in the members hub. So if you want to join us with that, join the top level and you can join our super chat and get all the other perks that come along with it. So you get element reads, you get a coaching session, you get the private super chats. You then get, so the element reads is masculine and feminine. The beginning of the month is feminine. The end of the month is masculine. And you have the chat room as well. Okay. So let's look at, so next week, super chats and the members. The following week, super chats to the public. So you'll get to the public on YouTube. You will have, hi, Alison. How are you doing, Dale? You will have all your twin flame content. If the next star signs get lots of comments, I will continue them on. If they don't, we may move to element roads. So I'm just saying, you pick your poison. If you like them and you want them there, give me a heads up. Otherwise, I will change them into education content and just kick them to the curb. So that's just the way the algorithm goes on YouTube, really. It's like, you know, if content isn't commented on and liked, it's like they think it's nothing. So it's just the way it goes. Yeah, there you go. You're on volume 4 already. Okay, so Cosmic Journey. Oof, okay. Now, I think this is more your twin than you, my love. There's a bit of tension here. You can actually be finding that you are more, what would I say, more vocal. You could find that you are, this also could be your mindset at the moment, is that you're trying to keep grounded. You've got a lot on your plate. You're thinking about a lot of things. But there could be this moodiness. Now, I don't really feel it's you. I feel it's more your divine masculine. There could be some intensity. There could be some anxiousness that's coming up. But this is being quite direct and outspoken. And I just don't feel it's you for some reason. I feel it's more you're noticing an attitude shift. You're noticing a vibrational shift. And there's tension here, okay? I really feel in the context of the past, you know, there's like, it's like the scales. I'm saying the scales and I'm saying a need for some balance. Trying to make a judgment on balance. It's very hard. Like this really is one of the hardest months of the year. So any coaching I've done, any private readings, talking to fellow Patreons and, everyone else really that I have spoken to this month, I have made it extremely clear this is a very tough month. Like panic attacks or feeling anxious is very common. This is a huge, it's like I'm hearing the term a changing of the guards. So collectively, there is that dynamic going on. So a lot of us do need to be gentle with ourselves while we're trying to make conscious decisions during this time, which is very difficult. So I feel that you're looking to the past at the moment, and you're like, look, oh gosh, I was full of courage, I was full of optimism. You're trying to get some balance there within the connection, but also in your personal life. But I also feel your twin is trying to make a judgment and trying to be strong. There is this feeling like, and it's funny because with the Five of Cups, I'm literally looking at like a crossroad energy. You know that something in this person is changing. This person is feeling left out in the cold, but it's got nothing to do with being left out in the cold. What I'm being shown, it feels more the context of having to make a very difficult decision in difficult times. Cross wires as a potential. And having to do something really different. But there is a solution, and I do feel they're going to find that solution. There is a bit of paranoia as well. I don't think it's in reference to you. Yeah, like they know that they have to be rational in the context of what they're currently doing, but they also feel they have to be rational in the context of what they're building towards. There's the stuck in the mind, in the context of the connection. Look, I'm going to pull some clarifiers because I feel like their ambition and their drive has been building towards you guys. But I'm hearing the term a conflict of interest, and you're sort of like, I think you might have had a conversation with them and pointed out the absolute obvious. It has kind of made them feel okay. It's, would I say D-Day? Yeah. Timeline trajectory change. Yeah, timeline trajectory change. You're like having blind faith. But it has got you up in your head. There could have been a little bit of room between you. You could have created that room. You could have also been thinking about previous conversations and having light bulb moments. There's something to do with the karmic here as well. And it's almost like there is a solution. It can either happen to them or for them. That's what I'm hearing. If they are in a karmic contract, like I'm literally feeling it's a not happy one. Yeah, it's a not happy one. But they're not really, how do I put it? All the cards relating to the karmic is coming up in reverse. Okay, the Emperor is the outcome, which is good. There is an owning of power here. There is almost like a redirection. I feel this person maybe behind the scene is looking at different ways that they can actually liberate themselves forward. They're having to tie up an old karmic contract prior, but that it feels like they might be seeking a professional. They're not accepting you putting them in a friend zone. You know the context of that. I don't. They're like, no, this is more than that. They know the reasons why you have done such. They already get the PDF. They know what they have to do. They know what they have to do. I'm seeing psychically that they're meeting somebody. This could be talking to an advisor, a professional, a doctor. There's individuals they're going to be speaking to. I would say in the next 2 weeks. They're very tense. Sometimes can it come through like an ultimatum? It can. But it's not really, because when you know where you're going and you know what you can and can't do, it's then, it sounds really horrible to say it this way, but it's like, okay, say you have your problems over here and you're dealing with them, and you're like, damn straight. It's a little bit like I've said to my twin 100 times. So you can go on YouTube and you can do the readings for me. I'm the medium, not really his sphere of work. I did say he'd do very well because everyone would want to talk to him, but it's the same context. So in a sense, these 99 problems that this individual is kind of unpacking and dealing with, you actually can't fix those, but they do have the power to. That can be the awkwardness, it can be the difficulty, it can be the financial side of things, but there is a solution here. Okay, they've already tapped out, they may not have left, but now that you have said, okay, on a trajectory timeline, look, the XYZ, this is what I need, I kind of feel they're very seriously looking at this now. And I do feel they're going to find a solution. So it feels very positive. It doesn't feel negative, but this person is quite tense this week. I feel like because of the banner, my head's a bit amputated. Now it's a bit too high up. Not that I like looking at my head, but you know what I mean. Research clue. How are you doing? Are you asleep yet? I'm so sorry. Let's see what's coming up for you, my love. Oh, you love the horoscopes, do you, Dawn? Yeah. Well, they usually do land. Oh, I'm going to put them back and I'm going to try again. You got the same thing, research clue. There's something to do. I would say there's some intensity around you. You're being realistic, but there is some intensity. I'm hearing a time. How do I say it? That's okay, Cosmic Journey. I hope that helps. Okay, there's almost like research clue. I'm seeing that there is they're saying a hearing, a timeline. Something is being told to you. There's something major that is coming up. I'm feeling 3 to 4 weeks as an outcome point, but this is personal. This is on your side of the fence. This feels something that's quite intense and decision orientated. I actually also feel there's a big transition with your career at the moment. Now, this is either an outcome to a circumstance. I'm hearing a term, a changing of the guards. There's something changing there. There's a lot of intensity there. I can't understate that. A lot of intensity. You are re-looking back at some old plans. You're re-looking back at some of your belief systems. You may find that you keep coming back to the same outcome. This can be, no, I can't do it this way. It needs to be done that way. This is what I'm holding on. But I see this thread, and this thread's very thin. So you can find that your energy and resources are quite thin. And so you do know that something has to change. You just, you're very strong, but it's like you're a needle in a storm. So you're trying to work out how to get out of that and how long you could maintain that. But that feels it's on your side of the fence. It doesn't directly feel it's, how would I explain it? Their side. This feels something personal. Now, this could have already happened, but again, I'm saying 3 to 4 weeks, there's an outcome. So the outcome could be work-based. It could be to do with your tribe. It could be to do with you. There's 3 different things they're showing me that is directly shifting and changing. Okay. Yeah, so you really, you could be getting headaches. You could be getting to the point where you're trying to think about this. I do feel in the context of your twin flame path, again, I'm getting like third eye activation, but also heart chakra. So there's head and heart decisions that you're having to make, and you could be feeling as though maybe this person isn't going to leave their situation, close their situation out. It could be making you feel a little bit anxious. You are regretful to some things, But at the same time, you know they're in the past. You know that there's nothing you can do about those things. I think after what you've been through, even though you are open to the connection and the commitment, we have the fear of commitment in the heart chakra. And like I said, I feel it's heart chakra. I feel there's an apprehension. Why? Is because sometimes we have PTSD. And sometimes if we are having these attachments, hi, Carrie, these attachments can be, well, you know, and I remember going through this myself, you know, really having this very huge necessity that, you know, to maybe warn a person or tell a person, look, this is the boundary. And, you know, could you promise me this? Could you promise me that? And nothing can really ever be promised when we do look at it. So, you know, my twin flame was always somebody that would never promise me anything. And then I came across a spiritual teacher who taught me the relevance of such, is that we could walk across the road and we could get hit by a car, or we may not be here. So, you know, in the moment, yes, promises, there are certain things that we can't guarantee. This person is thinking about you a lot. Both of you simultaneously are thinking about each other quite a lot. You're both in the headspace, okay? Could they, if they are in a connection, be worried about karmic relationships? I don't know why. There's a potential conversation here. This person, if they haven't made contact with you, I wouldn't be surprised if over the next 4 weeks there is a possibility of communication. They're definitely thinking a lot. I feel you do want somebody who's ambitious and a go-getter, but this is actually you. You're actually a masculine and a feminine in both. And I know at times we have dramas with, okay, well, I've been a masculine and feminine all my life. So then how, when I get into a connection, do I be the feminine? And it's about letting them have their ambitions, letting them have their path and their process and their personal experiences. But so there could be somebody at work who is actually attracted to you. But I also feel there is a potential with your career. Even if it looks yucky, there is a transition, but it feels it's going to be positive. There could be a lot of money that is coming towards you, but you have a lot of plans, and whatever these plans are, you're moving things around. You're hoping that your divine masculine has the courage to come towards you. Well, too many. Yeah, but you are up in your head about it. You're like, they're not going to. It's not going to happen. Positive or what? He is in a karmic relationship. I have not heard from him at all. Yeah, if it does feel, look, we've got this here, and you know, your counterpart is thinking about you quite a bit. I feel they're very similar to you. They're very goal orientated. They're very ambitious and career orientated. Very gentle and loving. But there is a change of plans. There's something to do with wealth that was blocking the both of you. And again, that, you know, heart chakra activation is wealth orientation. And with Jupiter moving into the wealth sign, this is going to be a testing 2 weeks, because what we're doing is actually opening our heart chakra. And anytime a planet or an area shifts, you know, especially at the 0 degrees, it's very testing. It's a little bit turbulent. So I think both of you are really, really focused quite heavy on not only, how would I say, you're not going to be going back into this connection in a traditional sense, because both of you have learned from karmic relationships. You're actually going back into it with the relevance of, okay, I need food, shelter, water. I need my footings. I also have to have something for myself, because when I go into it, I want to go into it for love. I don't want to go into it, you know, just giving everything over and then losing everything. So there's a weariness between the both of you. But this karmic contract relating to wealth, I think, is actually closing up. And I think if there's something you need to address on your side of the fence, if you do such, I really do see a spiritual movement within the journey. You're really focused at the moment on pentacles. You're very, very focused on that. But this also can be to do with, you know, how would they come towards you? There is a slight delay, but I think you're going to change your approach. I do feel they're finding a solution as well. I don't see this as a bad thing. Yeah, there's stress. There's definitely stress. We have the journey. We have divine masculine journeying towards you. I think that both of you this week are dealing with some sense of upheaval within your environment. This also could be to do with the home environment. However that's coming about, they feel very close to your door. You know, right now, ask yourself, if they were to turn up right now, how would that proceed forward? You know, would you live together? How would that look? Not that it's necessary to do that at all times, but making reference to it. So I see three things shifting on your side. I do see this person looking at the exact same conundrum, and I think it's career transition, financial entanglement, which is cutting off to the left. There is a possibility of communication. I'm going to pull a chakra card. I really feel there is a possibility of an email or a telephone call. And I think they've been thinking about you because they know what you've been going through. I cannot handle career changes. I'm not sure if I can deal with any more. Yeah, see, it's already come up in the read. So, and look, honestly, it's perfectly normal. Right now, with the ascension process and all the shifts, everyone's very, very tired. But then, you know, I always say this, in the egoic shift when we're moving through this, what happens is what we can't sustain, it drops, right? And then we feel liberated. And then after, I honestly say this all the time myself. When I have that, I'm like holding on. We had the eclipse in Scorpio. Scorpio was like I said, we would want to stay doing what felt safe. But sometimes what's safe doesn't feel good anyway. That's the Scorpio energy. So whatever falls down, trust it. Because what tends to happen is when we have tower moments, new doors are opened, which actually half the time what I've found, it actually makes that path move quicker. So it's not really saying trust the process. It's saying what's meant to fall and what you're not motivated towards in the sacral chakra is what's meant to go. Does that make sense? But it's moving you around to be in a different location, position, so that your energy can be maintained. I hope that makes sense. It's almost like you're at the end of that gate, and as you enter that new gate, that's where the stagnation is going to move. But it feels whatever's currently happening in your life right now, it's actually mirroring on their side. I hope that helps. Dawn. Thanks, Giggle. Are you falling asleep? You give me the PDF of when you're falling asleep. So what's everyone doing for Mother's Day? Are you going to do anything special? Giggle, is your daughter making a cake again? I bought my mother a ricotta cheesecake, a long slab. Twin looked at it and went, no. Nah, just brain dead. Oh, join the club. Dawn. Let's see yours. Ooh. You've had a lot on your plate. You know what's funny, Dawn? You may not think you're okay, but you are. You're swimming through it. You're going to feel a bit better as we do get to Mercury going direct. But at the moment, you've been so busy, I don't think you've had time to smell the roses. Don't think you've had time to smell the roses. Oh, okay. I do feel, again, I don't feel this is you. Look, it's natural as human beings we have jealousy. It is. But again, I don't think this is your energy. I feel this is the karmics. This is a person who's around who micromanages, feels insecure, even though they've got the trophy and they still don't believe they got the trophy. There's a lot of people around you that have been needing on you, wanting you, maybe jealous of other people having time with you. Some of the things that they're saying, you completely empathize and understand. Some of your transits really helping you with this. And I mentioned this especially in zodiac, the same zodiac sign, is to be aware that part of your ascension process is going to make you similar to a guru, but you've got to know when not to help somebody. Because sometimes the helping can be enabling, and it won't look like that, especially in spirituality. The further you ascend, you'll get that, but you'll also know, okay, when's my cup, getting a bit empty? Am I becoming the absinthe drinker, but the karmic feels jealous. They could be looking at wanting to sell a house, wanting to move away. Even if that does happen, I still feel it's going to go in your favor, because what happens is, if this person is eliminating friends, family, accommodation, all out of divine masculine's life, well, they start feeling isolated, don't they? I don't think they have the wealth to do that as yet. I don't. I feel they will lose, not gain. Yeah, having to be very cautious. Really having to be cautious. You've got Lady Luck on your side. It's interesting. It's almost like your energy is swapping from your twins. Your money's going to be coming on the up and up, and they're kind of slowing down and going, okay, what's the deal here? What do I need to do? The karmic may want to get a puppy or something like that. I don't know why that came through, but they're feeling claustrophobic. Oh, too funny. Twin said yesterday about friends. Yeah, well, it's true. It's coming through here, and it is in your astrology zodiac sign. I mean, that's the reason I love astrology and tarot and psychic energies, because they all interlink. You're learning. You have the energy to do this. But see, the mirror is, you do have to know when to say no. That is one of the big ascension words that we all have to learn is yeses and no's. Do I want to do this, or do I feel a sense of responsibility? Because really our only responsibility is to, if we say something, yeah, hopefully to do it. But that's not responsibility. That's integrity. People could be bringing their dramas to you. If you can handle your own and all your ducks are in a row, perfect, great, go help somebody else. But yeah, they're a bit like, why are you doing that? Why are you burning yourself down? They're learning through you. They're seeing, but they're worried about you. It's only because the same thing happens to them. They want you to use your energy correctly. But again, this is your personal process. Yeah, it's your personal process. You do have a lot of wealth coming in. They are actually appreciating you more and more just through observing you. I think if you say less, they're going to tell you more. You need to get to the point where the karmic is not a problem. The karmic's just there. They're sort of like a painting on a wall, because I do sense this person's wanting to open up to you. And I think if that trust can be rebuilt, I just feel they're going to want to articulate to you how they're really feeling, what's really bothering them. And it's right on the tip of their tongue, Dawn. It's really close. They have felt manipulated at times. They have felt like they're on another planet. Yeah, possession. This is what I mean. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Ever heard that saying? Yes, they feel possessed, but not in a good way. Not in the, oh, I'm obsessed. No, I'm possessed. Yeah, it's not a nice feeling. That's not a nice feeling. It's like, look, I need to go to the powder room. No, I need to come with you. Look, I'm going to go see my friend. Oh, I'm going to come with you. You need to have your personal energy. And so at the moment, if you can, my advice to you through this read is it does feel pretty close. I would say a week max, pretty much. Feels very close. If you can keep your energy just purely focusing on other things, have you noticed divine masculine comes in towards you? You're probably getting more phone calls. The more busy you are, you're getting more phone calls. Why? It's because you're a hot commodity and you're unavailable. Bottom row here, they want to talk to you about something. If you can keep your energy focused on other things and just so detached by what the karmic's doing, and just, oh, yeah, right. I think they're going to open up to you. And I do think they're going to tell you quite a bit. They're wanting to have a chat, though, very majorly. They are worried about you. But while you're minding your own business and doing your thing, if the karmic is talking schmack about you, it's actually going in your favor, because they're looking at you as a good friend, a person who shows up for individuals. They see you with the utmost of integrity. They are a bit worried about you. So if the karmic is talking shade about you, it goes in your favor. It doesn't go against you. I hope that lands. Leo next. Good luck, Dawn. Give me the gossip. Thank you, Giggle. Can you hear my washing machine? I tell you, very soon I'll be buying a new washing machine, and I'll give the cursed washing machine to my daughter. It can beep at her. Yeah. How you doing, sweet? Are you taking care of yourself? Oof. You're like, are we there yet? You want a judgment. You want a decision. You're like, am I being optimistic? It feels grounded. It feels like there's a pending decision coming. Welcome, Dawn. Ugh, what have we got? Okay, I'm feeling a sense of excitement. You may not be feeling this yet. This feels coming. This doesn't feel like the here and now. This feels soon. I'm seeing like a runway strip, and it feels, how can I explain it? It's like a runway strip. Something's coming. You got to judge, this situation correctly. But once it happens, it could be this, because it feels almost like, oh crap, it's on. Something's shifted. Now this will come through from the 5D, like a psychic energy. You'll feel this. It's going to be okay. But I feel your behavioral action is shifting, because you're adamant you're going to try and keep as grounded as possible, because you want a different outcome. You are aware of some major decisions that are going to need to be made, though. Flashbacks, memories of the past. We've got the Queen of Cups, but I see this as flashbacks, memories, psychic energy, the spiritual connection. Maybe thinking back to a party or a social event. You've got to be careful at this point because of Jupiter's position. Moving into Taurus, those addictive tendencies can come through. So this can be love, lust, food, drink, fun, play, beauty. But there is also memories and nostalgia, and it's in the heart of hearts. And I think if you can use that to guide you, it's going to be your saving grace. Just keep trusting the chemistry and the connection, because there is a connection here between the both of you. Don't go into that white lie we tell ourselves when there's been a little bit of ghostly silence that it was not real and I was imagining it, because I'm seeing it full of spiritual connection, adjustment, and a shift and a different way of being. It feels very positive. You haven't failed, okay? You're thinking, okay, is this not working? Is there something I've done? No, you have to, sometimes I think the reasons why on this path we are given those pockets of prettiness is so that it guides us like the Hermit, right? So it's like the star card in tarot. Don't let yourself fall from grace. Know that, you have to literally take things as gospel at times. And where would that land? It would land if somebody says, I'm in love with you, you're the one, or the body language, or the connection, or, a person is kissing and having a spiritual moment and they're their guard is down. That's the real. It's more than words, Then if we go into the questioning mind, that's about us. That's not about it. Is it fair that there's silence? No. But the more you remain to mirror that, the better it's going to be, because that person will come towards you without you having to do anything like getting moody, getting upset. When they come back towards you, you can say, was it really necessary for such silence? But hey, I don't know why you did, but I understand. Because it does feel that there is a shift. Notifications during Mercury retrograde. They're thinking quite a bit. You know, these changes that they're going through, I think it's almost like, you know, Pluto in Capricorn. When we had Pluto in Capricorn, which it is moving back there next month, it was a little bit like your tires popped. Everyone has their own role. We're all taking social responsibility somehow and unable to be team. Pluto and Aquarius can be more team orientated, but it's also, you need to know who you are. Who are you teaming with? Who are you working with? At this point in time, you know, knowing who you are and knowing what you're fighting for is going to be key. At a permanent presence, you know, something would need to shift for that to happen, because there are some major upheavals that they're having and that they're going to have and that they won't be prepared for. So that's where universe is saying, remember to fill your cup, because if this soldier is down or having to deal with something in a different way or has to live in a different location, being present is more the permanent thing. Whereas if the foundations are not there on both parties' side, both parties really can't be as present. Does that make sense? I see shifts. I see major shifts. I do see this person moving in towards you. I feel if you can hold your silence in this and not allow the devil in the details psychologically to come in, I actually do feel that you are going to have this forward movement. I do. I feel this person is going to give you the map. I feel they're working the map out. A nice text here and there, maybe, and just basic. Keep it simple. Keep it really simple. Frustrating? Totally agree. Totally agree. Play your cards right. Win the race. Pass the karmic test. Yeah, keep it cool. Keep it cool. Okay? Pass the karmic test, Erica. Me love. Okay, who do we have next? Pass it, because I feel they're going to come in towards you. I don't think you will need to do anything, but you do need to keep it cool. You got sidetracked. How are you doing, Lois? Giggle. Your turn. Giggle's like, oh, just do me later, Yildiz. I don't want to know. Let's bash the cards a bit. Let's take a drink. Okay, we are going to breathe. You have so much you would like to say to this person. Just say to yourself, Leonix, I have control issues. I had to say it myself this week. Scorpio is the hidden fears. You know, it was while I was doing something and the power was taken out of my hand and I was like, I want my power back. Give me my power back. And it's safety, right? It's fight and flight and it's safety. It's perfectly natural. Just call it a name. I'm frustrated, or I feel at risk, or I feel, yeah, whatever that is. And that's where we own it, you know? That's where we go, okay, I'm feeling this way and a lot of inner child at the moment. So let's look at giggles. What do we got for giggle? I'm telling you, your throat chakra. All right, I'm going to pull a chakra card first. The connection's there. My twin gives me shit for my chickens. I'm like, oh, I forgot to close the chicken coop. It's cold. They're not like that, Yildiz. And I was like, they're my babies. Okay. Okay, what you're wanting is movement, action, and passion. Movement, action, and passion. Inner child, choices, emotions. Yeah, you're like, come on, like, can we have some action? Lights, camera, action. Lights, camera, action. You're like, okay, you feel something's off here. They're coming in with offers. They are, okay? They're coming in with offers. Ooh, what's up with the collective? Triggered, scared, power, nervousness, fatigue. Do I feel they've made the decision? I do. I feel they're being wary. They're very wary. There's an apprehension between the two of you. What's their side? They're taking too long. You feel, in a way, you do feel they're single, but in a way, it's almost like, okay, what is this lingering BS? What is this? They're daydreaming. Okay, now, quite interesting. I don't know if this is something, I think it's psychological entanglement on your twin side. I feel this person, they're burnt out. I would say, A, they're burnt out. B, I also feel they're very strict on themselves, but they're also not making sense to themselves at this point because they're offering you their cup of love. It's like they're going into it, they've made the judgment, but then they're away with the fairies. So I feel like in their heart, they're at a crossroad. There's a T section in the road. They have chosen you, but their energy at the moment, and I think it's because of this, is flighty. It's apprehensive. Plus, I think of the age bracket as well of this individual. I feel, especially if they had some very toxic karmics in their life, that free spirit energy, they feel that they actually can be themselves with you. It's not that the coming and going is going to be a permanency, but I feel at the moment they're quite content. But they do feel that when you go, they kind of reevaluate that and go, well, no, that's not natural. That shouldn't be how it is. I do want this person here more. So it's quite ironic. They feel as sad as you when they're away from you. But 20 seconds after, it's almost like they get back up in their head again and they're like, where's Giggle? You could be worried that they have some other problem in the mix, though. You're like, is the karmic cycle wrapped up? Is there an individual? Is there something that's hidden? And then you go back to that. That's for them to deal with. That has nothing to do with me. Well, that's nothing to do with me. But this is weighing you down. This is weighing the both of you down in the connection. The chemistry's insane, 100%. But you're feeling quite drained. You're like, I need to make a decision. I think you have made your decision. Honestly, I do. It's just when this is crappy, and then it causes that on us, doesn't it? So that's why I say we can't be the doctor to a situation. If the person is healthy, they're going to be operating on all pistons. It's just truth. They're going to be like, right, we don't have to be high vibe every day. I just think they're going into this quite wary due to a toxic individual of the past, and it's got nothing to do with you. If anything, they're looking at it like you're too good to be true. Do I feel that there's someone toxic around them at the moment? I do. Be it it's a text message or something like that. I don't feel it's romantic. I feel somebody is kind of messing with their psyche. There is the joint connection coming. So I still feel there's going to be a major conversation. Let's see. What is triggering the turning point of this connection, please? Let's have a look. They're not themselves at the moment. 19th, they're saying 18th, 19th. Yep, 18th, 19th. A turning point. This will be Jupiter moving into Taurus and the moon, okay? There's something to do with that moon phase that is shifting this. Get grounded. I don't think that's negative. I think it's positive. This is where this person's going to be. I feel it's just a turning point for the both of you. I get a major turning point. They're making reference to the moon. Don't be surprised if you have a dream about you packing your bags. Okay, because I feel there's a holiday, there's a potential holiday, but there is a serious conversation in relation to the relationship, not one that you've had before. So it is on its way, but they're making reference to the 18th, 19th. There's a big shift. Who do we have next? Char. Char. How you doing? Did you reload your phone, Char? Yeah, I noticed that at a section of my path with my partner, and it was like, wow, where has that old person gone? So if anything, it does signify that, look, just even looking at the astrology, it has been triggering for everybody. Everybody has been going through these transformations unbeknownst to us, either at a psychological, emotional, or physical level. So we're not really operating in the best this month. So it's hard to expect huge things, even though they are going to be huge things, because we're going to both be having tower moments and star cards, you know, all coming up at once. And it can be deeply transformative for the betterment. I have a really mean neighbour, and I think that's the nicest word I can use. They're always beeping their horn, just randomly. Let's see what's coming through the chart. Whoa. Chart, are you doing the eat, pray, repeat, my love? Are you like, oh, eat, pray, repeat? It feels like a good vibration around the people you're mixing with. Yeah. They do shift. It does shift. It's when they realise they don't need to eat off yogurt every day. Yeah. They're like, I'm not eating, you know, moldy bread anymore. It's almost like, yeah. Okay, oh, you got a Mr. Casanova here. Mr. Bombastic. Who's this? Okay, whose birthday is coming up around you? They're mentioning something to do with July being a major transition for you. Yes, well, Jupiter is masculine and it's in Aries, and we've got Chiron in Aries, which has been making some pretty gnarly aspects. So, in a dartboard, let's just go easy. Okay, so Char, there's something to do with the past that hasn't ended yet. You're probably thinking it's over. I'm hearing the term Christmas in July. probably because you think paint would dry quicker than divine masculine would show up at your door. But I think you might be having a surprise. You could be having some people from the past coming back, and don't be surprised if that continues into the following months. You may have a choice between two paths here. But people are taking off. You need to open your eyes, girl. I'm telling you, there's some people that think you're a honey. You're like, where? I don't know. It's like whenever I hear that term, whenever I think of Mercury retrograde or a Venus retrograde, it must be probably because Dawn's in the house. I always get song analogies. And it sounds like the most dreadful song to use. It's like, who let the dogs out? That's what it's feeling like. It's feeling like all these, but look, you got some players in the game here, girl. I mean, I don't know who these people are, but, one looks a bit, you could be looking at poor divine masculine here going, oh, paint isn't drying. Yeah, so is Christmas, because that's the metaphor, right? It's like, yeah, no, they're on the way. Yeah, so is Christmas. But you got two individuals here. Look at this poor bloke. He's like ragged, exhausted, working his butt off. Dragging his feet. Why? Probably because he's really tired. And you got some Casanova, Mr. Bombastic here. There's two individuals. Now, sometimes in a channeled message, when I'm seeing a couple of players in the game, how do I explain? And again, they're making reference to the new moon. Okay? Yeah, I can take a couple more and then we'll shut it down. Unless Giggle needs to go to sleep and then it's her call. So how do I explain? Sometimes in the message, it can be that this person overnight shifts. Sometimes it's physically two players in the game, and there's two players in the game here. You could be thinking non-traditional at this point, which you're like, okay, I've got my own personal white picket fence and I have my own income and I have my own friends. So do I need something super traditional? Maybe not. Maybe I can be fancy free. So here we have these two people. So you could be taking a different mindset. It's like, why am I feeling there's a rush? Could I explore my options here? I don't know. This person, whoever this is, if they haven't come in yet, they're going to make you blush. 90% of the time, what I've noticed is when that happens, you're usually just behind that person, quite literally. It's like you'll have some honey come in and then up shows divine masculine. You're like, are you serious? Are you friggin' serious? And it's usually because our heart chakra is open and we're like, I'll explore my options. I'm ready to move forward. I've thought about this 100 times, and then bang, the person turns up. If this is showing up for you, it can be a timeline, but it also can show that there is a possibility both are going to turn up. You're going to have to make a decision, okay? You're having courage, and I think with Jupiter moving into Taurus, it is going to be at 0 degrees. I have to double check, but it's that time frame. It's between the 18th and the 20th I'm seeing. It's going to be radical. You're going to have to jump in. If things need cleaning up, fine. You might want to slow the brakes down, but things are going to move very quickly. Pay attention. I would say at the end of the month, don't be going into things just like this is going to be the bomb. Go into things realistically. Go into things open-mindedly. Be your own best friend. Be your own advocate. Know where you're putting your pentacles in life, in love, go slowly. But I think you're going to take a different approach on. I mean, overall in your life, it's feeling pretty neutral. I do directly feel as though there is a possibility of some radical, very quick movement. And yes, it's the old saying, set a bird free and it comes back to you. It was truly yours. And I feel that's the notion here. But I do feel there's also going to be, you're just going about your day. You're like, going about my day, doing my thing, just being really, really practical and realistic. You're going to be very social. You're going to be also, don't be surprised if people start coming in towards you and wanting to be around you more so. You are changing in direction though. I don't know why. Again, you're the second person I'm feeling location. Either you're going on a physical holiday, planning one, or you are physically looking at, and when we say moving, could it be a physical residence? Yes. Could it be that you're changing the house around and moving things around and making it a new environment? Possibility. But they're making reference to a new environment. I hope that helps, Char. And enjoy the Casanovas and the Bombastics. You'll probably get some looks on the street. Go shorty, it's your birthday. Oh, you cracked me up, Char. Thanks for the entertainment, Char. It's open, Lisa, if you want one, doll. Okay, so we have Lois. Oh, Lois. Okay, your twin's in the thick of it, my love. Straight off the bat, I was like, this is not you. You're good. You're doing you. They're coming up as the Ten of Swords. They're coming up as the Ten of Swords. Oh, I miss you, Char. Yeah, they're coming up at the Ten of Swords. What on earth are they doing? That's probably what you're saying. And what are you doing? What are you doing to yourself? There's some... Wow. You're the first one who have been guided to pick a different card. Whatever they invested in, they're not happy. They're literally hitting their head against a wall and saying, why have I repeated a pattern? Why have I repeated a pattern? Yeah, in love, in contracts, why have I repeated a pattern? They feel you've been very patient. They're like, are we there yet? Okay, they're in the Ten of Swords. They're like, I don't know why I got into something that I don't want to be, because I don't feel this is you. You could be getting some gossip through the grapevine. You could be thinking that directly yourself. It's like, what the heck are you doing? I feel these delayed feelings for them are cropping up, and they're thinking, oh, I'm just going about my merry way. Things might have got back onto an even keel, but I don't think it's staying like that for long. I do feel it's almost like a tower coming down. This feels very quick. You're looking at them like they're just building and they're doing them, but it's not. This is on a faulty foundation. It feels like a fault line, literally. Look, they're even coming up as the foundation, Ten of Wands. Avoiding an ending, but a tower moment's coming like this. This isn't meant for them. This is a karmic close. Something's going down. They're having to be strong. They're like, look, I'll grin and bear it. Made my bed, I'll line up. It's like overnight. It's like a tower moment overnight. I mean, the foundation and the crowning energy, Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands and the Death card in reverse. Like they avoided it, but it was already over. Outcome, please. I feel this is happening very quickly. They're snooping on you. I don't know if this is through people, places, and things. They're snooping. What's that? Come back here. They're wondering if you're with somebody. It's him, yeah. He's peeved at himself, man. Like, he's gone back into... It's almost like there's been some exit signs for him a few times, but he's gone back into it. And he's sort of like, why am I doing that? Why am I doing that? They are thinking about you, Lois. Like, they're like, okay, this is my divine feminine. I love this person with all my heart. But, you know, sort of like having to choose to be happy. That they know that they're going to end up with you. So they're like, well, why the hell am I rebuilding in this over here? They feel like they're not making sense. but this is how they're looking at their perspective of their life. So I think this is a breakthrough for them. I think that's actually quite positive. It's not positive that we repeat patterns and go back into something and then go, why the hell am I doing this? Why am I scared? Why am I building up a castle in a location that is becoming my spiritual mental prison if this isn't effectively something that I want to have in my life? It could have been for financial reasons, but again, I don't think so. I don't think so. Whatever is going on, I'm going to pull one more card because I just feel this is a breakthrough for them. They're thinking about it a lot. They are thinking about you quite nostalgically. They're a little bit peeved at themselves. Chakra card, and then we'll move forward. I do feel they're mad though. They're like, why am I doing that? Mad. Yeah. Yeah, changing of location, changing of I just get this feeling like they're going to walk out the door. You know those days where you have in your ascension, you wake up one day and you're like, your land just looks foreign. You're like, it's like a soul walking, okay? It's like a death of your soul, and you have a soul walking, and your senses will be off, your feeling will be off, and you'll be like, almost like tingling and buzzing and the ringing in the ears, and you're like, this is, where am I? It's like the three little bears, and who's been sitting in my chair? You just wake up and you realize that is not yours. It's like trauma. More than likely. He's really like, what are you doing? Yeah, making peace with it, forgiving himself for having to make a choice and to follow on his wishes. There you go, loves. Okay, we have Kerry. Okay, Super Chat's closing down so that Giggle can go to bed and I can cook for my mother. I had a funny conversation with my daughter. She's like, well, technically, if I'm pregnant, it's my Mother's Day, right? Who do we have coming in your grade? Okay, Kerry. You're worried about your love interest, okay? How are you? How are we traveling? Well, I think you're okay, my love. I think this is to do with love interest, okay? I think this person, you could be a bit worried about them. You could be a bit worried about their vibration, what's going on, if they're making, because what do? We build towers, right? We build stability. And so your perspective is, why would you do that? Trust me in saying this. From my personal experience, I thought the same thing. And sometimes my tower moments were my biggest breakthroughs. So for your love interest, your TF, I do feel this could be their breakthrough. Sometimes a failing can be a breakthrough because it pulls things down that aren't meant to be there. You're trying to be patient, but this person's maybe held on to a way of life, a way of being for too long. There is a karmic wrap up here. It does look like it's to do with a contract. I'm hearing the term marriages, contracts, partnerships, reassessing it. They're stagnant. They're not happy with what they're doing. They're not happy where they're at. And so, sometimes that can come through in self-sabotaging behavior. So a karmic rejects them. Yeah, they want to be single. They want to be out of it. They want to be out of the karmic contract. Money is, I'm hearing the term money's too tight to mention. They feel really silly. They feel they went into this way too quick. There's something in them. Again, I'm hearing a soul death. I'm hearing like spiritually when we have a soul death, it's almost like, nothing really resonates with us anymore. It's almost like we're the shock of the new, you're going into it and you're like, well, where the hell am I? And your energy will kind of exhibit differently. I do feel the daughter's saying something to the father. It's sort of like his child is saying something to him. My guides are also saying be careful with the sippy. Yeah, Neptune. Anything Neptune, okay? Be careful with the Neptune energy, Kerry. Dream state, signs, synchronicities, messages. This could also be a message. Oh, they're really wanting to message you at the moment. I feel this person has actually written a text message to you several times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times. Naughty girl. Sippy. We went to a fete the other day and they had some beverages, and I don't promote alcohol. They had some beverages which were, sort of like new up-and-coming companies, and one of it was the absinthe drinker. And I was telling Twin, I was like, absinthe drinker, and he was like, what's that? Told him the mythology and the story behind it. But again, Maduri was actually made during, and this is just cordial, honestly, Saturn and Pisces, because it's the Pisces energy, it's psychedelics and things that give us that psychic out-of-body experience. It just feels as though there have been 1, 2, 3, 4 times this person has gone to text you. 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 4 times before the eclipse, 4 times after the eclipse. I'm looking at the moons. They're thinking about you quite a bit. It's getting messy over there. Keep grounded, okay? Because I do think it's getting a bit messy. Some home truths are coming up and out. But it's very unstable on their side of the fence. So that's another reason, especially moving to that Taurus moon. Make sure that everyone has cleared their homes. Be careful of pacifiers because you can be open to more attacks. So use your crystals and things like that. Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Look, the moon energy is going to be both positive and negative because it's in Taurus and there are some hard aspects on the day. So wait for the day after and it could be quite nice. But, major decision making, I probably wouldn't do that during that moon. It is relating to the nodes as well, and Jupiter's moving. Hi, Tracy. How are you, doll? Oof. You have some going on up the ladder here. I'll talk to you soon, Kerry. Take care, beautiful. We can have a chit chat. Yes, those of you that need to book or want to book, there is a limited calendar from here on in. So I do predict they are going to start filling up for months ahead. And that's because of the limited schedule. So if you're needing a booking, keep an eye on it at all times. Okay. You have a decision and a judgment to make. Thanks, sweet. Yeah, I'm not too bad. Been pretty busy. Okay, you have some you have some really beneficial energy. This can be to do with career or projects. It looks pretty positive. You're being careful, though. Somebody's thinking about you quite a bit. Love. This is spicy. There's a bit of spice jam happening here. You also can have your fair share of individuals that are looking at you as quite attractive. I feel somebody is doing a 180. This can be your love interest, almost going from being a player to a king. And look, player doesn't have to be that they're a cheater or anything like that. It just can be that their energy is changing. Oh, God, okay. You're going to have things happen pretty quick. You can have two paths. Again, you're the second person that has had two energies come up. Now, as to your overall personal energy, you have a very busy 2 weeks. You're going to feel that you're wearing multiple hats, I feel, till Mercury goes direct, and even after that. So there's a lot to do with work, commitments, lots going on. It just feels really busy, but it feels like it's different subjects. It is going to come out positive for you, however you deal with that. On the front of love, there are 2 individuals here. There is communication coming in, okay? I feel from the same person, but there is somebody else here. I feel this is 2 energies. It's either you're going to talk about the past and some of the things that were a little bit toxic, or it's directly that it's 2 people. If there's somebody you're not trusting, keep an eye on it. I don't think this would be a spiritual connection. I feel this is something else. But there is somebody here you're not completely trusting. This could be in business or something else. Trust your instincts, okay? Family and tribe is going to aspect in a very positive way. I'm being shown a home. They're giving me a few messages. Home-based business. No, it doesn't feel that. They're saying no. I'm seeing masculine here in a positive way. I do feel you've had to do things alone for a very long time. You could be taking a moment. There is a possibility of a holiday, but it feels you're taking a moment and you're sort of looking at the map of your life moving ahead. You're trying to stabilize yourself so all the pieces of the puzzle come together. Simultaneously, I do see 2 players here, and I don't mean players. I mean, 2 individuals of a romantic notion. You're going to have a choice of 2 paths. I also feel in your own personal life, there's a choice between 2 paths, but it's going to come down to you what you want to choose. There is some information coming in towards you. This can be email. You could be waiting on an email as well for professional reasons. But I also feel this is for romantic as well. You've got to be careful, because I do feel there's a bit of a, there's somebody who's messing with things here. You must trust your instincts, because there is some shifty individuals around you at the moment. This could be co-workers. It might be, look, generally from my experience with channeling, and especially getting readings myself, when we are told something, we know who the person is, okay? So wherever this person is that you're not trusting, pay attention. I don't think could it be someone who has romantic kind of feelings towards you, or a person who shaded you before in the past and they're coming back, or they're still in the mix of your circle? A possibility. But I definitely see news coming in. You're going to have to gauge it. You're going to have to learn to trust your instincts. So I feel it can go in your favor. Your personal ambition looks very positive. Your outcome is going to be very positive, but you want somebody to work with you. I do feel if you're not in a committed relationship at this point, there's going to be a committed relationship, and I do feel both parties will live together. They're making reference to travel. This could be that you are going to travel quite a bit if you haven't already. I hope that helps. But I'm definitely noticing these 2 people. Keep an eye on it. Trust your instincts when it comes to people, partnerships, contracts. Trust yourself. Know what to invest in and know what to keep an eye on. That's my suggestion to you. Who do we have next? Alison, how are you? I exchange messages with Alice and we send each other little videos. We're like video bloggers to each other. We could probably make a YouTube channel on that, Alison. And she's super professional on camera. It's so cute. Hey, how's puppy? Giggle's waiting for me to say the next person's name. You know I'm going to mess it up. I'm sitting there pronouncing it. I swear I need glasses. I'm telling you. It's that flashlight. Had to do an eye test the other day. It was like, oh. Yeah, you're worried about everything. Oh, is he sleeping? She's got a beautiful puppy. He's a friggin' celebrity. He's always on YouTube. Well, we can't say YouTube. We can say Facebook and Instagram. What is this about? Alison. Okay, you're like, you're really looking back. You've got a lot that you're going through at the moment. You are looking at career, though. Something's wrapping up from the past. You're wondering how it's going to go. In your heart of hearts, you feel you need to make a judgment. But I do see Lady Luck coming in. I do feel sit through it until after the full new moon. I think it's a new moon. I'm pretty sure it is. It is a new moon. All right, it's 3 opportunities. Your mother is aspecting here. But they're saying at the moment, don't jump. There's going to be some changes, okay? There are some contracts where you're feeling you've already made your decision. You're like, I don't want that. That's something that doesn't resonate with me. Yeah. But you also, you know, in making these decisions, I do feel you're looking at the bigger picture. You're like, okay, I know what resonates with me. I know what doesn't, but I also want my foundation there still. I don't want to lose the foundation, the footings. You do need a bit of a holiday. This could be a possibility with the Empress here. And we'll pull a card for love. You're thinking this person, they'd need to hurry up because if I move, the energy's around you though. It's almost like they're running out of time. Not in a bad way, just right. Got all these different stories playing out at the moment. Okay, there is a wrap-up of there is a new story coming through in your life, but at the moment, the wrap-up of the old ones, it's looking a bit messy, which I don't think any person on this planet really, their life isn't at the moment in some shape or form. You do feel you need to have a break. You do feel that at the moment that you're reassessing all your contracts. There is going to be travel involved here. And a bit of a getaway. You do need to recover and recoup, and I feel it's going to help you actually gain some perspective. At the moment, you could be very nervous that some of these decisions that you're having to make is going to cause a lot of mess. Yeah, and around work, I don't know. I feel that I do feel don't pull the pin yet, because something is going to be revealed to you and it's going to benefit you. I feel, you know, just wait. 2 weeks, wait. Something's shifting. You do know a decision will have to be made. That's for sure, right? Ultimately, I think opportunities are going to come. Try to not have tunnel vision, because if you can keep open-minded, I feel opportunities are going to come to you. You won't even need to look for them. Solutions are also. I do feel love is around you, but I feel it's going to start blooming very quickly, very soon. I also feel there can be a person in passing that you meet that is going to be quite lucrative to you. This is you also could get a large commission for something. Love does feel they are stalking you. I feel this is via social media, and they are trying to have the courage to move towards you. I hope that helps. You've got a bit of a stalker. Hey. Yeah. Interesting. You've been spying. What? It was right there, Yildiz. Technically it is, isn't it? Now, you know I'm not going to say this. I'll just call this woman's a queen. I mean, she's absolutely stunning. Shasta. I can never pronounce it. I'm not even going to try. I mean, if I read my name, I wouldn't be able to pronounce it. That's why when people get confused with my name, it's a given. I am so sorry, girl. I'm just going to call you Stunning Shakira. I mean, you're probably prettier than Shakira, actually. And I think Shakira's really gorgeous, but... Okay, what do you got happening in your life? Yeah, okay. Your life is very fast-paced. What the hell are you doing, woman? You're moving real quick. I feel you're high vibing. I feel that you're... How do I explain it? You're not letting anything hold you back. Now, it could be that your schedule is extremely busy. You have a lot going on. You could bump into a karmic. Have fun with that. But you're so nonchalant. You're like, oh, yeah, whatever. Cool. You're very detached. Then don't be surprised if this person comes up in your dreams. They're actually having lovely dreams about you. You are very focused. You're very driven. You've learned to moderate yourself. And I think because you've learned to do things in moderation with your emotions relating to your twin, I think it's actually doing you a favor. There is a tower moment coming on their side, but you're looking back to what worked and what didn't. I mean, you're going for gold. You're going for success. You know what you're worth. You know that this spiritual connection and your life moving forward is, you know, it's going to occur. I'm just hearing you're detached. I feel there's some stuff going on in the karmic's life, though it feels a bit messy. Does your schedule feel really busy at the moment? It really does. But this, I think there's something going on in the karmic contract with your twin. There's a bit of a distance between the both of them. I want to pull a clarifier for the karmic as the outcome card. But it feels it's not an outcome. It's that it's being addressed in order to have an outcome. Yeah. Well, your cards look like it doesn't feel like you're not handling it. Does it feel anxious because you're busy? Yeah, but not anxious like, oh my God, I'm having a panic attack. Because I do feel, look, even if you are, your cards are showing you're handling anything that's popping off, anything that you're needing to address. Mentally, could you have been up in your head? There's a possibility. But spiritually, what I'm seeing on the ethers, I feel it's more your twin. Your twin is unhappy. There's conflicts in the commitment. There's insecurities and jealousies. Even if they are separated, they're still in communication, if that's the case, because they're showing up. Civil. Oh no, this person's having something wake up in them. It's almost like this person was asleep and now they're waking up. What's going on here? I don't know. Don't be surprised if you actually hear from them, girl. You may hear gossip through the grapevine about them. Something's going on with them and a karmic, and it's like, it's totally, they're on two different pages here. Two different pages. But what I am saying from the cards is, if this person at a stage in your connection ever compartmentalized you into the friend zone, this week, very different energy. Very different. It's almost like it feels like it's awaking to a feeling, an emotion. Yeah, there's a lot of fantasy here to do with you. Very, not bad. It feels a different, totally different energy. I mean, they're looking at you like commitment material and having to address it. They're wanting passion with you. I mean, we've got some pretty hot and heavy cards. And then when we get to the karmic's in the upright. They're in the reverse, and they're like, no. So overall, a busy week. Overall, if you are having conflict mentally, that comes in all of a sudden. I think you're tapping into it psychically. You could have gossip through the grapevine of some crap going down with them in their own personal lives. And I also wouldn't be surprised if you have some chance meetings. Does this person really wants to say something to you? It's almost like they want to get something off their chest. Yeah. Don't be surprised if their attitude towards you is going to change very radically, because it feels very they're going to have the confidence to articulate some unfinished business with you. It feels positive. You might feel like you're in awe of it, but you also might feel when it happens, you're sort of like, what the hell just happened? Don Scorpio. Have fun with that, girl. I'm hearing cha-cha-cha. I offended somebody with my video title the other day. My apologies to you, but it was what came through in the channel message, so it is what it is. And one of the biggest mistakes we can make is putting people on pedestals, because we all can hurt each other. That's what I was saying further into the start of the video, is when we have an attachment that somebody is to be like perfect or to put on a pedestal, we should never do that with the person, because anybody can hurt us. A soulmate can hurt us. Major shifts in my life. That detour you mentioned to me a few super chats ago, believe it happened. Deep transition for me. Oh my God. Anything about my twin. Yes. And I tell you, those Scorpio placements ain't be fun right now. Tell me about it. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, straight off the bat, the lovers. Okay, the stagnation looks to be over. Something's shifting. You know, usually when we are shifted around in a puzzle piece very radically, very abruptly, it usually means there's a large kind of it's like a large change will happen. Does that make sense? Yeah, I had some panic attacks this month. I can tell you that one. I was like, hell. I said to my twin, I have not had panic attacks in years. I still continue confronting it. It didn't mean it was nice. I was like, bleh. Just with general things, with major things. There's a big decision here. You have a big decision. You're trying to keep on to you're trying to keep a hold of your hat at this point. You're like, as long as it's good, I'm good. You bring me any more drama, we're gonna have to take it up with management. That's how it feels. Because there is a lot of darkness is coming out of it, it's clearing it up. Thanks, Giggle. Yeah, look, you're really tired. There is something going on with your TF. I think usually when you have a large transition, theirs happens the next week, a week to 2 weeks, right? So if you just went through a major hurdle, I feel this person this week is going through it. It feels a shake-up. It feels messy. It feels angry. I don't know who they're dealing with, what they're dealing with. It feels angry. I don't feel they're going to have any regrets after. Whatever they're clearing out, I feel it's like they feel the need to. It's not, it's almost like when it's come to the end of that string and it's just broken. It's like, I can't do this anymore. This isn't working for me. Something is being left out in the cold on their side. But that they have no regrets. They're having to be cruel to be kind because it's been affecting their aura. I feel both of you are going through spiritual transitions. And it just feels really big. Okay. Why is this necessary? I say that we're not taking rotten wood with us, really, eh? Yeah, to give us our power back and to put us into a position where we're more passionate. Honestly, this person is thinking about you in a positive way. I don't see them thinking about you in a negative way. You're on their mind. Definitely. You have been for a while, actually. And they're like, look, I just can't keep dreaming about this. I need to live it. So there's whatever this major, yeah, ooh, okay. Do they have Aries on their chart? Do you know their zodiac? Because, I mean, we've got the possession card come out. Libra, maybe Libra. A lot of your creative endeavors are set to be good. You got to trust the process with what's going and what's coming and retweaking of things. That in your personal life is a transition. You could be very worried. You could be looking at things very realistically financially. Just deal with any of the tedious Mercury energy. You can do tapping on your third eye. You could be getting headaches. It could be tension, tension building. This person's quite addicted to you, though. There's a lot of chemistry between the both of you. I feel the courage to speak. Virgo, well, that's another thing. There is some senses of changes, right? Neptune actually goes retrograde next month, so you can see some major transitions with Virgos as well, because we have Neptune in Pisces and we have their Venus house in Pisces, Saturn's in Pisces. So we can both, if we're in a connection that's very conducive with us, it's going to continue. But Neptune's a jerk, man. Whenever I've had Neptune retrograde, I feel like such a bloody idiot that I thought one thing and it was right there under my nose. And I'm like, why did I not see that? We do spiritually learn a great deal as well. And, this is a huge change at the moment. Jupiter moving into Taurus and our nodes later in the year shifting is this huge opportunity for us with the North Node moving into Aries that we ourselves can finally, really address big dreams and big situations we want in our personal lives. And especially for Scorpio and Taurus, this is a transition. Some of these shackles are going to be dropping off you, but for Scorpio and Taurus and anyone who's Mercury, this is really hard. I think this is quite positive. I think the reason why you had these shakeups is to position you better. And I also feel the psychic energy between the both of you is see, we have Mercury, which is Virgo. This person's really obsessed by you. Okay. I do feel you'll be creating something together. I do feel you'll be building together. They're making reference to children. Still feels positive. I have Aries North Node. Oh, you're going to have a real big change. It's a great position, really. It's a great position, really. Keep an eye on the zodiacs. You are going to learn a lot about relationships, but huge possibilities for reconciliations for Aries and Libra. Yeah. Even if it goes higgledy-piggledy, trust it. Because in the bigger midst of it, whom is meant to be with you will be very, anytime I had a first and a seventh house, it was an interesting, 2.5 year transition all the way through to 2025. Your window is there. So if you're feeling anxious, that's the Scorpio. It's that you'll have to keep an eye on Scorpio. Pluto positions. Pluto's doing an ingress back into Capricorn next month. And then, of course, the North Node, which will be your zodiac. Have fun, my love. You're getting your bearings. It is a very tough month. It will get better, but it's going to get busy, and it will force us to be courageous. Definitely courageous. Thank you, Giggle, for moderating. I deeply appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the super chats. The super chats next week will be in the members. If you do want to come and join us for the super chats, feel free. We're going to have a coaching session. We can grab people in the members hub. We can put them up on camera and have a chat. And you also have the benefit of all the other content as well. Take care. Happy Mother's Day. And I'll see you in 2 weeks for the main page or next week in the members hub.